Hello. We're in the triangle unit now, so we're going to start with the basics. Some of this, or most of this part, should actually be a review for you from when you were little or last year, elementary school. I don't know. Oh my goodness, so many things popping up. Okay, we're good. All right, so when you classify a triangle by sides, that means how many congruent sides they have. So if there are no, oh my goodness, congruent sides, then it's called scalene. If there are two congruent sides, it's called isosceles. And if there are three congruent sides, or all the sides are congruent, then it's equilateral. Lateral means sides, and obviously equi means equal. If you want to see what they would look like, we would have no congruent sides would be something like that. Isosceles would be like that. And equilateral, all three are the same. Those little marks mark the sides the same, like we've done in class before. We can also classify them by angles. Acute are three acute angles. Right has one right angle, and obtuse has one obtuse angle. So an acute triangle, I don't know, something like that. A right triangle will have that right angle marked, or you'll be told something about perpendicular lines. And an obtuse triangle could be something like that. And they can have scalene, acute, isosceles, right, like they can all kind of mix together. So it's not standalone. In class, we did a little experiment, which I can show you now, where we had everybody cut out a triangle. So here's my triangle. And we told them to rip off the corners, or the angles. So I'm going to rip off my three angles. And then we said to put the angles together. So if you put the angles together, how many degrees is that? These three angles, this one plus that one, form a straight angle, which has 180 degrees. And this is one way to prove that, and you should write this down and make it look important, the angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Does that mean they're supplementary? Not technically, because that applies to two angles, but the angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees, and you're going to use it the same way we use supplementary angles. All right, make sure you got that written down. If you notice this little box here that's all dashed, I've been putting those on all the notes to show the part that you really need to have visible to you when you put it in your notebook. All right, so we're just going to do three problems. The first one is very basic. There are 180 degrees in a triangle, and the three angles add up to 180. So I'm just going to use what we have in the picture. Question mark plus 94 plus 42 equals 180. So we'll combine like terms. Obviously, you could use an X instead of the question mark, but you don't have to. So question mark equals 44 degrees. All right, so that's at the most basic level. Okay. Obviously, pause if you need to go back and write if I'm writing too quickly. All right, keep in mind these arrows are pointing inside the triangle. Okay, so this triangle would be 9x plus 3 plus 5x minus 2. So one angle, the second angle, and the last angle equals 180 degrees. So you're going to add up all of it. Some of you may skip writing it out this way and just add all of this up. So that'll be 25x minus 20, I think, equals 180. Let me just double check. Yes. Okay. You're going to add 20 to both sides. 25x equals 200. So x equals 8. Now this one doesn't have instructions that just say solve for x. If it did just say solve for x, you would be done at this point. If we wanted to know the measure of angle E, then we would need to plug the 8 in. So you do 9 times 8 plus 3. So this angle is 75 degrees. If we wanted to find F, 11 times 8 minus 21, 67. And this one, 5 times 8 minus 2, 38 degrees. All right, so same as what we've been doing, but now with triangles. If you need to look at this longer, press pause. Otherwise, I'm moving on. All right, lastly, they get a little crazy, and you're going to need to use other things from before to tie into the problems themselves. Here, just like in the last unit, it would be wise to highlight the variables that are the same so you can see what you might need to be using together. So that actually goes with this angle because of the arrow. All right. So you need to kind of go through your brain. Do I have any linear pairs I can use? Do I have any vertical angles I can use? Do I have any parallel lines? Well, there's no parallel lines, but there is a vertical angle right here. If this is 11x minus 9, then doesn't that have to be 11x minus 9? And then you need to focus on this triangle to solve for x. Okay, so to find x, we would say 6x minus 2 plus 11x minus 9 equals 72. Oops, what am I doing? Plus 72 equals 180. All right, simplify that. So 17x plus 61 equals 180. And then keep solving. X is 7. We're going to take that and plug it in for the angles that are missing. So 11 times 7 minus 9 is 68 degrees. And so would this one be 68 degrees? And we could plug it in here, but because I am trying not to run out of time on my video, I knew that that was the right one because now we need to find y. To find y, we're going to look at this brown angle over here. And we have 3 angles. The angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So I'm going to add those up and set them equal to 180. So we have 90 plus 5y equals 180. And now I'm just solving the equation. You should always probably pause the video while I'm solving so you can solve and make sure you know how. So that would leave y equaling 18. And if we wanted to know the measure of this angle, then we would simply plug it in. All right, that's basic triangle sum theorem. All right, bye.